What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House for their DCUO commentary. Today I am going to bring you, with this video, some discussion and possible options that you can go with hard light DPS and controlling. There really aren't that many guides out there, and I wasn't able to get much help in regards to hard light DPSing and controlling. Simply because, to be honest with you, I think it's because there are so many different variations of things you can do with hard light, because of the power combos that you can do. Take for instance right here, this is a DPS loadout that I was messing around with. One that was suggested to me for range DPSing in PvE. But because of the different combination power changes you can do with some of these powers, these powers right here could equally almost be useful in PvP or as controlling, for controlling. But I know one of the biggest complaints about hard light right now is a lot of people are saying that there are no range debuffs for controlling in any way. So we're gonna maybe talk about that. Any possible solutions to it. I have not really played much with hard light, to be honest with you. Other than getting this character leveled up to 30 so that I could do this guide for you. I wish I could be a little bit more helpful, but let's take a look at some of the powers here that can be used and talk about them, specifically any powers that can be used that are, one, are useful, and two, that can be used for debuffs for when you're a controller stance here. Starting off in the assault tree here, you'll see the one of the first debuffs you can get access to is the whip thrash, and I know I've made a couple of videos trashing on people for using the broken mechanic glitch that was involved with this power. It's since been fixed. Thank you very much for that. But as you can see, you've got to hit them with it, and the way it goes here, I'll show you in a for anybody who's not familiar with it, I'll show you in how you can chain it from the minigun power here I have in my loadout. So what you do here is you hit the power for the minigun, and then tap the melee button. You can actually tap it twice. I messed it up there. Tap it twice for the whip chain to hit the debuff. That is one of the debuffs you can use. There is another one. It is the lightweight power here. Find it real quick for you. Sorry about that. This I will find it for you. Don't worry. Yeah, it's in the assault tree. Yeah, the lightweight power here. This also is a debuff on reducing the target damage that can be done on folks here in regards to healing debuffs. Snap Trap is a good power for debuffs. This is a ranged one, though, that you can use. I'm not spec'd into it right now, or else I would demonstrate it for you. And if I was to do that, this video would be a lot longer than I intended to be. Because it's simply going to be longer. The Strafing Run Supercharge is probably one of the most useful supercharges in the game. It targets an area, and you can see hard light jet come in and do a strafing run area. Not only does it do damage to that area, but it also puts out a lot of some very hard hitting dots on whoever is in that area of effect for it. Ballistic Assault is fun. I remember when I was leveling this up on the day the Hardlight DLC was released, and all the Green Lanterns in the area, we were doing the Bizarro bounty mission, and I was over there with 2 other guys from my league, and it was just so much. It was just a lot of fun to see 3 hard light Apache choppers come down and just start pummeling on the Bizarro. I mean, it was just really fun, and we got a good laugh out of that. Another very useful power that hits really hard, especially in DPS stance, is the fan. Now, with the fan here, depending on what you're spec'd to, if you have the fan and you also have the light claws here, that is one of the things you can combo into. So what you would do is you would hit the fan on somebody. Now, what the fan does, it will pull them in towards you, and it puts out some massive damage on to the person in front of it. But then all you have to do is tap the melee button 4 times, and you will hit them with the light claws, which also do good damage. But with the light claws, you can also chain that into either doing more light claws attacks, or you can chain it into the ram attack, or you can chain it into the minigun attack. So I mean, there are so many different possibilities and combinations with these powers you can do, so long as you do have that power selected. You spend a power point on that power. That it's really difficult to nail down what is an ideal, like cookie cutter type loadout for running in a controller stance or in DPS stance in PvE or PvP. But as you can see, though, from some of the descriptions you get here, even the power over time power with boxing, a lot of these powers have to deal with melee ranged applications of them. I've seen people talk about, when they go to use the boxing power when they're controlling, what they'll do is they'll like pan their camera off to a distance, making sure they're not targeting anybody, and activate the power to put the power over time out. But it's kind of inconvenient to do that, have to do that just to put power out, especially if you're in a high flowing situations, varying situations that come with when you're dealing with PvP in arenas. The recharge power is an obvious power to take for controller stance, simply because it works the same as defib for gadgets and psychic empowerment for mental. Excuse me. Other things I've seen here, a light barrier, basically kind of works like the hard light shield iconic power, or with the reflect power for ice. It's also, believe it or not, hard light has a self heal that you can use. There's also the shielding for everybody in your group. Another supercharge here that provides a self heal, and the group shielding supercharge. I'm sorry, the group shielding is a supercharge. This power here is just for yourself. And the assault tree here, we took a look at the light claws power, the spike quake. It shoots spikes up from under the ground at everybody. Lightweight, we talked about that. Reduces the damage. This actually hits pretty hard, and I've been knocked way out of the combat area by people using lightweight. It's really an impressive power. Hits pretty hard and will knock you for a distance with it. And a lot of people enjoy using the chainsaw here, and you can see some of the different combinations that you can use with that. Snap trap in the fan is a common tactic a lot of people I've seen use in PvP, and especially in 1v1s with hard light DPSers out there. Of course, you have to spend the power points into snap trap and in the fan in order to be able to chain those combos together. That's basically it for hard light. I wish I could be more helpful with everybody out there in regards to giving you a good common loadout to use. If you're controlling, you definitely want to get at least the lightweight and whip thresh powers in there for the debuffs, and obviously you want to have the recharge and boxing in there for putting power out for your team. I would also suggest, though, for PvP purposes, when you're using that, those powers, that you spec yourself into a melee weapon, so you're more versatile in fighting in close quarters. A lot of people I've seen have been using martial arts or brawling and all that, but some people have been using the bow also. But that's about it for that. Sorry this was a little bit longer. I just had, go into the powers more and talk about those. And this is the end of the loadout guide series that I'm doing for you all. I hope all these videos were helpful for you guys. I hope that the loadouts I've suggested to you work well, and if you have any questions or suggestions of your own, particularly with Hardlight here, I'm more than happy to listen to them and discuss them with you in the comments below. Thanks for watching this. Like I said, I hope it helps, and until next time, you guys take care. Please don't forget to subscribe.